One of the most effective things that saxophone players can do to improve their sound is working on what we call overtones. Now, when you hear a musical note, what you're actually hearing is a combination of what we call the fundamental and overtones. The pitch that you hear, the pitch that you can name, we call the fundamental. But there are many pitches that are ringing above that note, and we call those overtones. Now, if we're able to isolate these overtones in our sound through a series of long tones, what we're doing is we're greatly expanding the quality of our sound by making those overtones richer. All right? The second thing that does is expand our range. Since these overtones are heard above the fundamental, if we can move into the overtones, we can actually play higher than the natural range of the saxophone. We call this the altissimo range. Practicing overtones are really going to lay the foundation for you to enter into the altissimo register. Now, the overtone series exists very naturally in nature. And to observe this, if you take a hose and start swinging that over your head, you're going to hear a single pitch. The faster you swing it, you're going to hear the next pitch in the overtone series. If you listen very closely, you'll actually hear that hose whistling up and down the overtone series. This figure outlines the overtone series, using the B flat as the fundamental. As you can see, the first overtone is another B flat. This is an octave. A fifth above that is an F, and a fourth above the F, we come back to a B flat. We go even higher, a third above that next B flat, we're looking at a D. We can go on, but this ratio is the exact same thing, regardless of what fundamental we choose to start on. We can start this on any pitch, B or C sharp, and this series is always going to share the exact same ratio, that of an octave, then a fifth, a fourth, and a third, and so on. When you hear a player's sound that you really like, it's probably because there's a lot of overtone content that's ringing. The overtones is what gives us the rich, warm, full sound that we all want. Now, the best way to begin practicing this is by doing an exercise that I call matching. How this is going to work, we're going to use the B flat overtone series. So the fundamental is a low B flat. However, we're going to begin on the octave, okay? So we're going to begin with a B flat that's in the staff, or a third line B flat. We're going to hold this out like a long tone, and we're going to alternate between the regular B flat fingering and the low B flat fundamental. But we're going to keep the same pitch level the whole time. It's going to sound like this. I can do this for any pitch that's found within that series. Here it is on F. We're going to play regular F, matching down to the low B flat fingering, and then back to F. However, F is going to sound the whole time. And B flat. Adding these to your practice regimen is really going to improve your sound, your tone quality. But I need to throw out a word of caution. As we practice overtones, there may be some really disgusting sounds that you get as maybe you miss overtones and you're kind of splitting your sound a little bit. Those are very natural, and you have to be patient and work through that. The best advice that I can give you without being able to work with you and see what's going on with your mouth and your vowel shape within it is, if you're not getting the overtone, do something different within your mouth and pay attention to what that difference is. It's either going to work, and if it does, try to memorize that feeling, and if it doesn't, continue to manipulate your vowel shape in your mouth until you find something that does work.